Hi, I'm Carla Schaefer, Auntie Speed's designer, and we're going to go over how to use jump rings and split rings and the different tools required for them. I'm going to go over a list of tools and the supplies that I'll be using. I'm going to demonstrate a linking ring. I'm going to show you how to open and close a jump ring with the flat nose pliers and a chain nose plier, and how to use a split ring plier and also tweezers. I'm going to be demonstrating split rings and how to use them on charms and apply them to a charm bracelet. I'm also going to show you how to open and close a jump ring and go over a little bit of the gauges used, and also close jump rings and the uses that you can have that they have. This is a linking ring, and it has a couple of different little slots in it, and they're different sizes, so depending on the size of the jump ring, this is a much wider one for a heavier gauge, and then a smaller one, and then a medium-sized one. This is a small gauge jump ring. The higher the number, the smaller the gauge, so this would be really for a lightweight use, earrings or something like that. You would use a heavier gauge, such as a 16, 18 for chainmail and things like that. And the linking ring is really good, or if you're going to be opening a high volume of jump rings, such as in chainmail, you need to open all your jump rings before you start. So what you do is you find the slot that the jump ring fits in, slip the ring on your finger, and then you would just use that to hold it in place so that you can move it back and forth to open and close with one plier. And as I said, in chainmail, this becomes quite useful because you have to open quite a few jump rings, and using two different pliers really would become tiring. So that's how you would use a linking ring. As far as just opening a jump ring with a chain nose and a flat nose plier, you just take the pliers and the jump ring, and the slot is at the top, and what you do is you pull away or push away or pull toward you to open the ring, and then the ring is open. And if you wanted to slip something on the jump ring, that's when at that time you would do that. And then to close it, you simply just bring them back together until they kind of click. You just want to go past it just slightly, and you'll almost hear it click or feel it, and then it closes the ring. You do not want to pull them apart. That distorts the jump ring, and then they don't work properly. So again, you just grasp one side, you can hold it steady, take the other side and just pull it toward you or away from you, and then the same thing going back till you click. And that's how you open and close a jump ring properly. And I'm going to show you first of all how to use it with the split ring pliers. And a split ring is like a key ring, and the wire overlaps. And the reason why we like using split rings for charms is they're less likely to fall off or get sprung like a jump ring would. So what you do is you take the plier, it's got a little hook at the top, and you would just put it within the split of the split ring and open it slightly. And then you take your charm and you just slip it on, the open part of the split ring onto the loop of the charm, and then just slide it on. And that's how you could do a charm with the split ring plier. And also to apply that to a charm bracelet, would do the same thing. You can put the charm on, you can put the split ring on the charm first, or the split ring onto the bracelet first, however you like. Again, you just open up the charm, the split ring with the plier, and just slip it onto the ring. Oops. You just want to open, and what this does is it opens the split ring, but it doesn't spring the split ring, so it doesn't mess it up to where it won't close properly. Get the right plier. And then again, you would just slip it on the ring of the charm bracelet. Now you've got it. And now I'll show you how to do that also with the bent nose tweezers. I prefer using the tweezers myself, but that's just a personal preference. A lot of people like the split ring plier. I actually prefer the tweezers. And all you do with this is you just slide it down into the slot. And again, just enough opening to where you can get it on to the loop of the charm. And then you've got the split ring on the charm again. And you also have the choice of using closed jump rings. And closed jump rings, obviously, as stated, they do not open. So I like using closed jump rings when I'm wire wrapping or whether I'm going to use an S-clasp for something. And you would just simply bead into the end. You'd bead into the closed jump ring and then you can slip it onto the S-hook. And it's not going to come apart as if, you know, it gets pulled or anything like that. So that's a good way to use that. I'm also going to demonstrate how you would use the closed jump ring for wire wrapping. And just for instance, if you were going to wire wrap a bracelet, you might want to use this as the end or in between the beads that you're wire wrapping. So basically, you're just going to make a little loop, start your loop, and then take your closed jump ring and slip it on, and then close your loop with a wrap, and then trim. But now what we've created is a little, you know, the jump ring on the end, and you can take an S-clasp. You would want to open one end and keep one end closed. So you have placed the closed jump ring on this one and want to make sure it's closed. But then you want to have one side that's slightly open for it to come on and off. And then what you've done is, again, created a closure with the closed jump ring. You may also use them on the ends of necklaces and bracelets when you're going to be using trigger clasps. And again, since they don't open, they're less likely to get pulled, and therefore you're more secure. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate a closed jump ring on the end of a bracelet or necklace. I'm just going to show you what you could do. This is a closed jump ring, and all you would do is just crimp the end of your wire into this jump ring, just as you would a toggle or a clasp. But this is a good way to end something. So I'm just going to crimp into the ring. So what I've done is I've strung the wire through the jump ring, back through the crimp, and I'm just going to crimp it. This is the magical crimp forming tool. And this is just to demonstrate how you might So then again, here you've got your bracelet or necklace ended into the closed jump ring, and then when you want for the other end, then you would just simply clasp it into the trigger clasp, and then this is how it would appear. And that's just kind of a basic understanding of open and closed jump rings and also split rings. And next week we'll be doing projects with the jump rings so I may show you how to do some different designs using jump rings to connect things, and also we'll be doing a pair of earrings as well by using the jump rings.